over so many people, and I was good at fooling people, and I was good at it, and I was great at living the lie, and that hurt me a lot when I was just at my house and just realizing that people don't even know who I am because I've lied to them so many times, and I've lied to myself so many times that I'm forgetting who I was, and so that video just really brought it home, and this whole series is so good. I just love the whole concept of, all those lies that you put on, just that pile over you, and just continue to just get heavier and heavier and heavier. When you finally just realize that your identity is a child of God, and just how powerful that really is, God's just going to wipe all of that other identities off, all the other lies off, no matter how heavy those lies became. And it's just recently, I'm starting to be who I wanted to be. I'm trying to be myself, and I'm still having trouble accepting God's grace through it, but it's so much easier, and you're just so much happier when you give up those lies, and you just realize that, once again, those lies are just beautifully made, and they're just temporarily happy, and when you go home at night, you really have to look in the mirror and figure out, are those lies really me? And if not, what do I have to do to change it? And I was able to talk to people about it, and I was able to just get help and figure out, how do I become who I truly am, and how do I stop living my life as a lie? And that's where a lot of it just got shaped off, and that's really where my story ended. My lie ends, and my story begins. So I have some questions for your life group. First one is, when God is chiseling away at your life, do you see yourself as junk, or do you see yourself as a masterpiece? A year ago, I was a junk, and I'm just recently figuring out that I am a masterpiece, and I am a child of God, and once again, just how powerful that is, just realizing that your identity is a child of God who created everything. And so now I see myself as a masterpiece, but right now, or a year ago, I was a junk, and I would have just said, what I thought was junk in my life that wasn't true. Another one is it hard to accept God's unconditional love and grace? Like I said before, extremely hard, because I just felt like I was hurting God every time I put on that lie. Every time I got up in the morning and I dressed myself up in this just beautiful lie, I was really turning my whole way of living just away from God, and I just felt like I didn't know how He could just give me that grace and just cut it all away. Another one is, are you ready to allow God to chisel away those other identities? If not, what's holding you back? So, just reiterating it, what's holding you back? Are you afraid to give up that lie? Like you said, that thing that sin that you're holding, that you run to when things get bad, is that what's holding you back? And in your small groups, be honest about it. What's that sin that's holding you back? Because then you go to your spiritual habits, and people will help you with it. The fourth one's kind of the same thing. It's what's holding you back from accepting God's chisel life. So really emphasis on, what is that sin? Because once you give up the deep sin that's in your life, or the way you're acting, the way you're living, and you give that up, and you have someone that can help you, all the other ones that you need to give up become so much easier.